going on, my friends? For today's watch review, let's take a look at one of Citizen's newest releases. This is the upgrade to the Fugu line, and I've had an absolute blast with it so far, and I just want to share my experience with you guys. For a quick wristwatch check, I am rocking a newly acquired San Martin chronograph. This is a 62 Mas homage, but in a chronograph version, so very cool. And with that out of the way, let's get right into it. Going over some general information, starting off with price, you can find this new at $650 straight from the Citizen website. For dimensions and weight, we're looking at a diameter of 44 millimeters, case thickness or height of 12.5 millimeters, lug to lug of 49.5 millimeters, a lug width of 20 millimeters, and an overall weight of 171 grams or 6.03 ounces. For the internals, the movement is a 8204 Miyota movement, which is going to give you automatic and hacking functionality. That includes a day-date complication, and for accuracy it's rated for -20 plus 40, so not ideal. I think the 8203 is probably a little bit better, but just based on day-to-day accuracy, it has been perfectly fine for me. Going over the hardware, the case and the bracelet is going to be stainless steel. At the very top we do have a 120 click unidirectional bezel, and then inside that bezel is a sapphire crystal. Underneath the crystal, we've got indices and hands that all have applied lume, and there's also lume on the 12 o'clock pip on the bezel. On the left hand side, we do have a crown at the 8 o'clock position, and that is a screw down crown. And then at the very bottom, there is a screw down steel case back. This entire package provides a water resistance of 200 meters, and that is divers 200 meters, so it's got the ISO certification. Let's check out that Lumeshot, and as always, no surprise with Citizen, the lume is outstanding. You can reliably assume that your lume is going to last the entirety of the night and will still be glowing early into the morning. And then taking a look at the dial, as you can see, we've got sort of like a sunburst blue dial, and it's outstanding. It plays very well with the light inside and outside, and I think they just did a really good job here. Even though one might think this is meant to be like a tool watch, that sunburst style really does add to the more decorative styling that you can enjoy in a more casual setting. And then taking a closer look at the bezel, that 120 click action is very smooth and crisp. I would say that it is better than a Seiko in similar price ranges, and I am very pleased with it. For the crown, I think this is a definite upgrade. I love the knurled texturing on any watch, and in this case, this is no exception. The machining and threading is smooth, and it is easy to screw out and operate, and then to screw back in, it is also a pleasant experience. And speaking about upgrades, the Caseback is also a definite upgrade with that machined puffer fish on the back. It looks very cool and professionally done. When it comes to Citizen watches, I usually think that they are like the quintessential family watch, aka dad watch, because they're just great everyday beater watches with a little bit of style and a little bit of elegance. And those thoughts ring true with this latest rendition of the Fugu. Everything about it is great for just an everyday get up and go watch. It's got all of the specifications that make it great for hard use and various chores and different types of labor, but then it's got that sunburst dial and the two-tone coloration and the overall style that puts it a little bit on the higher end. I think it's priced right to where you can be proud of it, you can wear it at the barbecue and kind of show off, but not so high that you're not afraid to thrash it around a little bit and get it dirty. For ergonomics, this thing wears great. As far as taking it to the gym, doing pressing movements and pulling movements, it's beautiful with the crown offset and at the 8 o'clock position. I think this is the ideal position for the crown for maximum comfort. And when it comes to that ISO certification and 200 meters of water resistance, that is also a great thing because you can really just take it anywhere you want and not worry about any kind of water leakage or water damage. Citizen also knocked it out of the park with the finishing here. So it's two-tone, but it's brushed throughout the entirety of the case. With the exception of the sides, we do have a mirror polish there, but I think that just accentuates the brushed finishing. And what I really like about this is usually when it comes to two-tones, the gold part is a very high mirror polish finish, and I don't like that. I feel like in this case they did a really good job of making it subtle, not too blingy, but just enough to where it looks clean and elegant. And of course, if this isn't your style and the two-tone thing isn't your bag, then they've got plenty of other colors there for you to choose from, and I think this model is going to cater to a wide audience. Let's also do a quick comparison or side-by-side comparison of the newer model and then the older NY0154. The most apparent difference is going to be the dial. You can see here on the older model that you've got traditional dive style indices, whereas on the newer one you've got more rectangular style indices. And I do prefer the older model more in that aspect. And then another major difference is going to be the dimensions. The newer model is a little bit larger. However, I think that's a good thing because as far as case thickness goes, they are the same. So the larger dimensions of the newer model looks more proportionate. Another difference is going to be the crown texturing. This one is knurled, this one is not. I do prefer the knurled texturing better. We've also got a sapphire crystal on the newer model, which I think is a welcome addition. And then the caseback is going to be different. And on the old one, you've got a very generic, high polished caseback, which I think the newer one is definitely a marked improvement. Other than that though, I think that pretty much wraps up this review. I do very much like this watch. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time with it, and I can easily say that this will be a permanent member to my collection. Now with that being said, I will say that the price is probably a negative here. I don't think you're getting $650 worth of watch, especially when the older model is still available for around $250 to $300. And I do like the style of the older model more. So if you had to ask for my opinion, I would recommend sticking with the older one. But some people don't like the fact that it is not hacking, and they really like that this newer model is hacking. So, you know, you kind of gotta pick what your priorities are. All in all, this is a fantastic watch. I just think it's a little bit overpriced, but regardless of those complaints, it's still a fantastic watch, and I do recommend it if you are looking at it and it is something that appeals to you. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, I would encourage you to subscribe and also to join my other social media networks like Facebook and Instagram. You're always welcome to the family, and if not, either way, I still enjoyed your company here, and I will catch you in the next episode. All right guys, have a good one. Bye.